You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton here, hanging out with you guys. Good morning. It's actually an evening for us right now. Hanging out with the man of the hour, Mr. B&B Lawn Care. How are we doing, Blake Albertson?
Good, man.
Returning guest. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
You're just going to leave me out like that?
Well, I was waiting for you to put the headset on. I'm a gentleman. Give it a chance to catch your breath.
Have you noticed I stole your intro? I started thinking about that the other day. I was like,
no.
We do the same intro.
I don't listen to your show, so how would I know?
Welcome back to the Brian's Lawn Care podcast.
Yeah, right. Do you steal Blake? Blake's got a great way to introduce you. Get your podcast name wrong, tell you that he loves your content. I'm like, avid listener, huh? Big listener, big fan of the show. So, folks, it's going to be one of those kind of podcasts tonight. We're hanging out late night at a company event. It is scary. We're at Cress. What is it, Charlotte?
Yeah, we're in Charlotte.
Somewhere in the greater Charlotte, North Carolina. Is it North Carolina, though, right?
No, we're in Kentucky right now.
Shut up, dude. So we're in Charlotte, North Carolina. Louisville. Hanging out and hopefully bringing you guys some good content with Crest and some of their team. They got great product. I'm actually really excited about getting my hands on the product. I've seen them for a while. I've got to see them at a Quip Expo, shoot some videos with them, but actually literally put it in the field. That's what I'm most excited about tomorrow.
Same.
So that's going to be cool. Before we go too far, I always like to do introductions. Let's start with Blake and then Jeremiah. But in case people don't know who you guys are, growing show, and you guys got growing content. I like to promote people that are winning in life. So
hey, Blake Albertson, B&B Lawn Care from Kansas City, Missouri. We do lawn care. We run a lawn care company, mostly focused on weekly mowing. That's our bread and butter. Also offer aeration, overseeding, fertilizing, things like that. But we make YouTube videos, Instagram, TikTok, and the occasional podcast.
How's business going?
Oh, good, man. We had our last week was our first full week back for the springtime. Started 3 weeks earlier than we have in the last 15 years. Normally it's like April 1st.
Can't beat that.
Mid-March start. Man, everybody's happy and grass is growing.
These customers, were they cool with you starting early like that?
Dude, I got a ton of texts.
Really?
Like the grass is actually green and growing.
You needed to start.
Yep. Yeah.
That's
like
wild.
they needed to be cut.
We had one like that 6-7 years ago. It was 80 degrees for 2 weeks in February.
Really?
Swear to God. And we were mowing, like Blake said, the first week of March. And back in the day, I was working at the medical supply warehouse making $12 an hour. So I'm thinking, holy cow, an extra 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 grand, mowing. That's huge. That's like what I made in 5 months at the medical place, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh my God, we're going to mow a month early. Like, it's like back when you're broke and you're like, there's a 5-week paycheck this month, or a third bi-weekly paycheck. I'm like, it's a whole other paycheck. So I remember that feeling a while ago.
We'll probably skip like,
couple cuts.
50 yards or so. I don't know the number this week because it's not every single yard, but like next week we'll be full out just mowing.
That's crazy.
Full time, which is, you think about it, if you have the average like 30 cuts a year.
Yeah.
And you get 32, 33 in, like,
yeah,
you're adding,
dude, we're down. Like we're happy about it.
That's an extra 10%.
Yeah.
Wait, I bought dinner tonight. Why didn't you buy dinner? You're rich. Cheese OPs. That's how the rich get rich. They're cheap. They're frugal.
Tax the rich.
Eat the rich over here, B&B. Any other stats that you want to provide these folks? You got a great TikTok, great Instagram, real ones.
Yeah, man. We're just doing our thing, man. Just
all right, next. All right, here we go. Jeremiah, Jenny, welcome to the show. Just mute his mic. You can't hear him laugh. Oh, jeez, I get the wrong guy.
He muted me.
Did I mute myself? Are you still there? Whatever. You can hear Blake's chuckles. All right, Jeremiah, roll call.
Yeah.
Shut up.
It's nothing new, just rock and roll.
There's new people joining the show. Gosh, the humility here.
If they're listening to your show, I probably sent them there. So
probably what?
I probably sent them to your show. So
there's so much humbleness. We were talking about that at dinner. Blake's like, everybody's got an ego, like in a good way, but like everybody's a character these days, but personality, right?
Jeremiah Jennings,
thank you for sending everybody here to hear.
Send everybody to Brian the Brian's Lawn Care podcast.
See, Blake finally got my shout out.
There you go.
Yeah, rock and roll and just own a lawn and landscape company in Birmingham, Alabama. Do Growing Green podcast. Just man, we're 3 years or 4 years into that now. I think we're coming up in 3 years. So
Yeah.
just one day at a time. Business is rocking and rolling. About to start. We started 2 weeks ago.
That's so wild to me, dude, that you guys started like 2 weeks early, a month early. Or, well, you're probably on schedule. Are you guys on schedule? Like March 1st typically?
Yeah, we start all our stuff March 1st.
Okay.
So for the most part.
It's absolutely crazy to me that people could be mowing grass while I'm plowing snow. That's always like the wildest part.
Are you guys getting snow?
We could be. I mean, in March, absolutely you could in Michigan. Heck, you can get snow into freaking mid-April. There's been times we've had snow in May. For real. Like, I think the record is June.
Do you like snow?
I like the money snow makes.
Yeah.
I like plowing snow. I hate the cold. I hate ice. And I hate the long nights.
Yeah.
Like, it's dark until 9 a.m. It's dark again at 4:30 p.m. in the winter solstice, right? Is that what they call that? Like, when it's like the peak winter, December 20th, because it's always opposite Liz's birthday, June 20th.
Yeah.
So it's like the longest time of the year because her birthday is usually the longest day of the year. It's just cold, man. I hate the cold. Liz and I both, once we get the house going and that stabilized and figure out the mortgage, figure out my, finance. I mean, we have the mortgage, projected obviously, but once we have, just life going on, for a year or two, or we want to look at a condo hardcore in Tampa. I've told my guys that work for me, if we get that, with the earnings of the company and we can, I don't know, somehow pay a portion of that to the company, I want to give the guys a week or two,
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's a company.
And then I can get a week or two.
Hey, we'll Airbnb it, we'll figure it out. We got you. But no problems. Let me get down there first, and then you can get a room for a week, But the winter blues, it's tough, man. It's really tough. And Liz and I are realizing, like, we're kind of coming out of it because we had a couple of 60 and 70 degree days in Michigan recently. Yeah. And you're like, oh my God, like the fervor, the energy, the frenzy, business, life, the kids playing outside. You're like, oh my God, this is what Michigan's all about. Like, it's nice. It's like, because you get amnesia, in like June, July. You're like, Michigan's amazing. But you forget what winter's like. It's cold, it's dark, it's abysmal. I
hate it. I hate winter.
Oh, it really is. And you don't realize how much it affects you until you kind of do take inventory and you realize how much it affects you. Liz is a big, winter blues person, like seasonal. Seasonal depression. The older I get, the more I can't stand it. You get cooped up. That's never, ideal all the time for kids or relationships or spouses. I mean, you're inside more. You just fight more, just
the problem with
more things bother you more,
is we don't get snow. It's just dark, cold, and we don't get snow.
Yeah.
So there's just it sucks for us being in a business where we have to be outside.
Right.
When there's nothing to do in the lawn, nobody's wanting mulch. Right. Nobody's even thinking about it. And there's no snow.
It's a good, 3 months?
Yeah. And we had a beautiful February. That's why we got kick-started so early this year.
Right.
Which is a relief. It's awesome. But like, it's, besides cleanups, we try to drag that as far into Spring. December or January.
Fall. Yeah, okay.
Fall cleanups.
Yep.
Because, man, it can be a long January. It can be a long February. And, the last 15 years I've been doing this, it's been a long March.
Right, okay.
So, like, man, it doesn't really matter the money. It's the being able to start working and having people getting paid and
engaged, revenue producing.
Yeah, and yes, bringing in a little bit of money, but it's more just like getting out of the house and getting back into work.
Yeah. Because like you can't take the kids to the zoo. You can't go to the park.
Yeah.
You can't. And if you guys listen to like you have kids, you get it.
Yeah.
they're at best going to like indoor public places, then they get sick. Then everybody gets sick all the time because nobody's got an immune system because there's been no vitamin D, because there's been no sunlight. You know what I mean? It's like this weird, not to be doom and gloom, but it's just like the truth. It's just an abysmal 4 or 5 months. And the older you get, I'm 37 now, been through a couple winters, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you're like, dude, this sucks. Like then, and we don't have like FU money. We don't have money. We've made more than $4 an hour now. Praise the Lord. But then you start making a couple bucks and you go, wait, I can leave? Yeah. And people are like, man, you travel a lot. I go, only in the winter. I said in the summer, like we're grinding it out 7, 8, 9 months.
Right.
But in the winter, I'm like, yeah, I've been trying to get down to Florida for 1, 2, 3 trips, and they haven't been very extravagant. We went to Disney for about like 2 days of like
that only cost $20,000 for 2 days.
Dude,
that place is so stupid.
The 2 days, dude. And there's people that save up for like 10 years to go for a week.
Yeah,
I get it. Like,
dude, I mean, an apple, $8. You know, it's just like stupid.
Corn dogs and French fries, $25. I'm like, what is going on here? And then that's before the kids.
You bought us popcorn for like $30 at like 2 things of popcorn, dude.
Did you hear the popcorn bucket life hack? So I guess this is totally inside information, by the way, guys. We saw this on a TikTok hack. Liz saw this. I guess people will literally like meet up, like, you know, friends or family. They'll meet up and give the popcorn bucket to each other to take down, to smuggle in to get the $2 refill.
Gotcha.
Because a bucket of popcorn $16.
I don't remember what
and a refill's like $0.25.
The statistic was, but I'm pretty sure they said that the fireworks show every night is like 60, 70 grand. Okay. And that the popcorn sales make more than the firework cost.
Oh, dude, there's not even a doubt in my mind that would be a thing.
Like, honestly,
Disney stays open because of their food.
I can't remember the last time
the amount of money they generate on food.
I'm craving popcorn. Like, I never say
until you walk by,
and then you're like, man, that kind of does sound
good.
good.
In the face,
but
the Mickey pretzel.
But the thing is, Liz goes, they're just pumping out the chemical smell for you to like be addicted to it. I go, because you look around, you're like, where's the smell actually coming from? There's no like vent. They got a little popper in there. I'm like, they like got some popcorn chemical scented candle or something.
Oh, it's pumping through the park,
dude, for sure. For sure.
No, seriously, that smell.
I've never wanted popcorn more in my life until I started walking through Disney.
It says
I'm
like,
not even kidding.
They have
And I get it
bakery
every time.
smells.
The bakery
But
smell?
it's not like they don't even bake anything there. It's a candy store.
Right.
Called the bakery or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they pump that smell.
It's got to be the truth. It's absolutely wild stuff. So you start making a couple more bucks. You're like, I got to get out of the state.
Yeah.
You know, it snows. Should have snowed 10, 12, 15 times in Michigan. It snowed like 4 or 5 times this year. So there's nothing to do. Like you said, it's cold, it's dark, and there's no work coming in. So you're like, well, should do totally smart things, like go spend money.
It is a
funny.
terrible feeling though, like all the stuff about being inside and kids and all that. But I always tell people, like, you better save up for 5 months because you never know how long winter's going to be. Our winter this year, luckily, was only 2 months.
Sure.
But it could be 4 or 5 long freaking cold months of nothing.
Do you guys do cleanups, Jeremiah? Like how long can you do cleanups for?
Yeah, we really, like, if you structure your business the right way, you can work year round where we are.
Oh, really?
If you do seasonal, like 12-month contracts.
Okay. Landscaping or can you guys still mow?
Yeah, you can if you want to. I mean, it's not usually the way we operate. Usually a pretty busy 10 months.
Okay, yeah. Take a month or two, it slows down.
January, we're solid through the like first 2 weeks of January. Last 2 weeks of January, first 2 weeks of February is pretty slow, and then first 2 of January, last 2 of February, they're kind of like a little bit here and there, but that's just because we have it structured. Like guys that do 12 months, I mean, they'll usually go out once a month in the winter.
Okay.
And we do that with a lot of our stuff, but usually we usually end all of our maintenance in December, but our leaves are so different than y'all's. Like our leaves stay on the trees until literally December or January.
Okay.
They don't all come down in the first week of October, like a lot of you guys do, or November, or whatever.
Okay.
Like whenever y'all do, it takes them 2 or 3 months to come down.
I remember you saying that on a podcast. I'm like, that's
why we don't back. Like you don't see anybody that really has leaf boxes. Like that's not really a thing. The cities will come around and pick them off the streets.
Okay.
But I can count on one hand the amount of companies I know who actually have leaf boxes built.
Okay.
Everybody just mulches them.
Okay.
Because they fall so gradually.
Right. It's kind of pointless.
That you can just mulch them.
Huh. Yeah. In Michigan, like usually you get hey, what are you guys doing the leaves? And they're like, hold on. Like just not yet.
Yeah.
And then like a crazy 20-degree rain, sleet,
a windstorm,
ice storm, snowstorm, windstorm comes through. Just takes everything off the trees, and then everybody calls you, all right, now they're definitely down. I'm like, yeah, they're definitely down. Then you got, 50 people that want to be done yesterday. And you're like,
and you have the whole yard, like all the trees, leaves are down at one time.
Yeah. I mean,
there's no way to mulch that.
No.
Yeah.
No, you got to vacuum or blow them curbside, suck them up. And it's a lot, of course. And everybody wants it done yesterday. Then it's, where are you at? And you're like, geez, oh, Pete. Like, it It was 2 days ago. They're all wet and frozen still. Like, oh, they've been down all week.
When y'all talk about people paying $600-700 for cleanups, I'm like, holy cow! Like, there's no way.
Oh yeah.
What are you like? What's a normal cleanup for you?
We don't structure them that way. Like ours,
like a mow.
It's just continuous. Yeah, like the way that we do in our company is we don't change our price. It just stays the same through. Because we spend a little more time doing leaves, but we don't mow. So like when we quit mowing, we just transition that time over to doing the leaf cleanup.
Yeah,
blowing the leaves, mulching leaves, things like that.
Have you used that new X-Mark?
I actually have not on a property yet. We're hopefully going to use it this week.
Yeah,
I bought it and all the blades are rusted out.
Yeah.
So I can wait on new blades to come into the dealer.
How many blades is it? 2 or 3?
It's just 2, yeah. It's a 48. Dude, that's good. But did you see my post? I went red.
I did. Like I said, dude, admittedly, I have not been on social for a month. Like, we were so sick, dude. I mean, I did see that post. I meant to text you.
First piece of red I've ever gotten.
Yeah. Navigator.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did see that.
I'm painting it green next week, but.
Are you really?
I don't know. We'll see.
Dude, shut up. That's funny right there. That's cool. That's cool. So cleanups and then, was it you that just said like you never know how long winter is? Yeah. That's such a good tip. I know guys will call it the winter fund. That's fine. That's cool. I think you should just.
You never know how short of a summer you're gonna have either, though. Like you don't know when you're going to get into a drought.
Well, that was going to be my point. I'm like, you need to just have a mature business approach so you're always budgeted no matter what.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care if you have a drought in the summer, if you have no leaves fall in the winter.
Here's the thing, it's totally out of your control. You're never going to control nature, so you better have some type of backup plan.
Well, I mean, we were talking, actually, this is a whole nother story, a whole nother podcast episode that we can probably do with our trip to the LMN Summit. Yeah. But we were sitting at the table with Troy Clogg, and he's just sharing numbers and talking out loud. We were talking snow, of course, and but he's like, you can't take all the risk in business and give your customers all the upside. He goes, that's a horrible approach. And I was like, because I was asking him, like, you know, still picking his brain. I'm still learning. I'm like, do you have like a minimum buy-in for your commercials and your residentials? Like, how are you doing this? And he's like, oh yeah. And he's like looking at me. He goes, you don't? I go,
and he literally was like, I remember he was literally like, you don't?
Yeah, but I was
like, he was shook.
Yeah. But like, I asked the question weirdly, kind of, because I do with our commercial, it's flat rate, and the other commercials are per push. But my per push definitely need the buy-in.
Yeah,
my residentials are only prepaid. By that? Well, he's
like you get a flat fee no matter what.
Well, for commercial, like flat rate monthly
snow stuff.
Well, our commercial snow, you either have a flat rate, it's $2,500 a month. We cover the site.
Yeah,
or it's a per push. The problem I have is that 60+% of my commercial are per push. And so a winter like this, they all make out.
Right.
Well, you say right, I go bankrupt.
Yeah. Well, no, it makes sense. So it's more like
you have like a buy-in.
It's like the buy-in would be like an insurance policy that when it snows, we're ready. Like we're going to be here to service it. Is that what it is?
No, similar. Yes and no, but more like, hey, you got to buy 4 pushes.
Yeah.
Like you got to pre-buy $1,500 worth of coverage.
Yeah.
Now, does that in that option? Is the buy-in like? Are those first 4 pushes covered within that buy-in, or are they paying per push on top of that buy-in?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think obviously it would be covering the first couple pushes, so, whatever your price per push would be.
You're strictly paying that like.
But again, like, you know, to a degree, it did snow 5 times. So you're kind of like covered in that buy-in analogy. So I kind of get it, kind of want to pick Troy's brand. I'm like, can we go get breakfast in the summer? He's like, yeah. He's like, I'm always available for you, Brian. You know, just
call me back from Mexico.
Yeah, as long as I'm back from Mexico, living the dream. But
he literally left Mexico to come to Orlando to go back to Mexico.
That's awesome.
That's how the big guys do it. I mean, you know,
it's awesome.
So when you say about budgeting year round, you mean like don't overspend more than you make and you're always having some sort of reserve?
Attention all entrepreneurs. Achieve more in 24 with Entrepreneur Academy's Link membership. For a limited time only through April 30th, when you join Link, you'll receive an exclusive offer. Free registration for you and your team to the Equip Exposition in Louisville, Kentucky. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Connect, learn, and grow your business while staying up to date on industry trends and innovations. Elevate your entrepreneurial journey today by joining Link. Seize this incredible offer and propel your business to new heights. Unlock your free registration to Equip for yourself and your team when you purchase your Link membership before April 30th. You got it. There's a link for that in the show description.
I mean, dude, you can split that 5 ways, right? I mean, having a reserve, having some sort of guaranteed income, or damn, cough's coming back. Like Jeremiah said, you take a 10-month season, put in the 12-month billing, whatever way you do it.
Yeah.
Just don't like sit around with like, your hands in your pockets or even worse, something else in your hands, sitting around going, what am I doing here? It's like, dude, if you get caught with your pants down, that's on you.
Because you made a good point. Like July,
You could lose the whole month.
Yeah,
You could easily lose the whole month of revenue.
You could. We have all irrigated lawns by design, so we
do too. They just don't always turn them on, dude.
Yeah,
or they
down,
turn them on
down south. They'll limit your water.
No, we don't really get that because we got the Great Lakes. But the last 2 years, the cost of electricity or water has been more money. So people have been watering a lot less. I have noticed that trend post 2021.
Have you ever had them? The yard turns completely brown and then they start trying to like save it and it never comes.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's just ridiculous.
They don't turn on their... But usually the HOA will get on them after about a month. So you might lose a cut or two. But usually, like, you're the sore thumb. Thank God.
Are you Kentucky Blue or are you like tall fescue?
Fescue.
Are you fescue?
We're Kentucky Blue mostly.
So do those type of grasses, once they die in the summer, do you have to reseed the lawn?
No.
They come back the
They'll
next
be
year?
just dormant. Kentucky
They'll come back, but it's like if they get burned up
So
in
that,
July.
that grass type does go dormant.
fescue will be really dormant. That's a struggle
To get it back?
I believe, right? Fescue.
yeah, like
It yellows out. It's gone.
it's
You
tough.
need to
Like when people
soak.
start,
Really?
people just kill the sprinklers. Once
Even like next year?
No.
It'll come back next year,
Yeah.
right?
No, we're talking like you need like a hard week of watering 30 minutes a day
To get it back
for 10
for
days.
that current season. Yeah, okay. Because I was like, because if our Bermuda or anything dies, quote unquote dies, we go through a bad drought. That stuff's gonna just run down to the ground. It's gonna go dormant, and it'll come back in spring like it never used to be.
No, like Kentucky Blue, you just water it, a couple days, maybe like 2 weeks, it'll come back.
That's what I'm saying. It's not you're not killing the grass.
No,
it is
no.
just strictly the colors going away. It's
Yeah,
not-
it goes dormant.
Yeah,
Yeah. But usually if you water that stuff, it'll pop back green.
Do your irrigation? Do you have to separate? Do people put separate meters on their houses for their irrigation systems, like to get them off sewer?
Maybe more rural properties for the rust water or treated water, so it doesn't stay in the driveways and the beds and stuff. But usually, like in subdivisions, no.
Okay. See, like at home, our sewer bills are so expensive that like people put a separate meter in, and they'll deduct your irrigation water off of that.
You mean
because
like
it's being reused?
the sewer charges per gallon or something?
Yeah.
A charge. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Yeah.
To take the water, you get a sewer bill.
Yeah, like you have to. Yeah, like whatever amount of water you use, it runs through the.
I know we have that. I just don't.
Like you get a water bill or you get a sewer bill.
It's in your water bill, right?
Yeah, the sewer. Like when you're on city sewer,
I'm sure it's where
you've never been on. You've never been on city sewer.
Well, I mean, we have, but we've been in apartments.
Yeah, so you haven't gotten.
We don't get a water bill.
Yeah, exactly. And you'll be on septic.
Well, obviously,
Who pays the water?
Obviously, it's part of
your
the complex.
fee, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's part of my rent.
It's just part of.
Okay, but when you pay rent, that includes all your utilities?
No, gas, electric, and internet's.
Water's usually included. Yeah.
Water was
Apartments.
part of the apartment, and
Gotcha.
then
So you just leave the tub on if they make you mad?
dude, we use waters and showers. Man, I'm like a 2-shower day
45
guy.
minute, yeah.
I get greasy. Like some people are like more dry skin.
Yeah.
And other people are greasy skin. Liz is a dry skin tone. Whatever face and body. I'm oily, like combination oily they call it. Dude, I get oily, like greasy. Like after 6 hours, a plane ride, dude, I get greasy.
Yeah. Travel makes me feel that way. Travel makes me feel so dirty.
It's just my complexion and whatever, but like I get greasy. Like Liz knows as soon as I travel, airport, car, hotel, shower, I can't like.
When we got back from Orlando, I was like, I can't go to sleep without taking a shower.
Dude, if I put my face on the damn window, it would just like a grease mark.
Bro, not in a million years would I ever go on an airplane and not shower.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
Glad we're all in agreement there.
No, that's just, it's always disgusting. Yeah.
I wouldn't walk down to this hotel lobby and back up
To hang
and
out.
lay back in bed.
No.
Never.
Never 1,000 years.
I'm weird about that, dude.
If I shower in the morning, work all day, I have to shower again at night before I go in the bed.
Yeah.
It's a rule. I physically, I have like restless leg syndrome, you know, like my body like literally physically will not go to sleep.
Heck no.
It's like, get your ass out of bed and go take a shower.
Yeah.
And I, you know, will ignore that once in a while and I'll just lay down. And Liz knows, she's like, dude,
you're gonna get back up.
She's like, you're going to be up in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Cause I just wake up and then I got to go shower, wake everybody up. And it's just like, it's wild, but I don't know.
That's not wild, bro. I'm 100% there.
Oh, but the water thing at the apartment, yeah, we would shower.
I'm paying for it.
I mean, dude, we would run the shower all the time just to steam it, you know, just to like steam your clothes or something.
Did y'all have good hot water in the?
Yeah, it was city water. You know, Detroit supposedly has good water, but it's
but I'm saying like hot water. Did you have a good hot water unit? Like you didn't run out of hot water real fast.
I don't really remember. I don't think we ever really, because usually like
then you had a good one. If you ran out, you would remember.
No, we wouldn't run out really. Like usually your building's got like a, you know, couple 100-gallon.
Yeah, like hotels usually have pretty good hot water.
Yeah, but like our complex building has like, you know, 8 units or something, or 12 units.
Dude, not to be dorky, but you didn't have your own hot water heater in your apartment?
I think we might have in that
this
apartment.
This is a nerdy conversation.
The old apartment, 2 apartments ago, we did have a utility room that had water.
Yeah.
A water tank. I think these apartments that we had were individual water tanks.
Now, you know,
because we had a utility room.
You know what the number one thing about hot water unit? You can never call it a hot water heater.
Why?
Why would you heat hot water?
Okay, guy.
Like the ATM machine. You hear that one? The ATM.
That's
fun. I'm gonna go to the automatic teller machine.
You know what else you can never do? You can never say I could care less.
Right, so I couldn't.
People say I could. It just care less.
Me, like, for some of you guys listening in and you know didn't catch that, it's like, I could care less. I'm like, so you could care less.
Yeah, you could care like
there's less to go. Yeah. You're like, when you say I couldn't care less, I have no less.
You guys are like the teacher that says, "Can I go to the bathroom?" I don't know. Can you?
No. Oh no. May I go? Yeah, dude, I want to punch that teacher in the throat. That'll work against you.
It's just gonna listen to this podcast and be like,
so what do you guys seriously think about aliens?
Oh my, we're not doing that. We're not doing it. I'll take the headset off.
That's funny.
The Miami thing was pretty crazy though. We talked about the Miami thing in the Uber.
Folks, that's what I got to deal with. If you want better content, get better guests. I don't know what to say. Like, he wants to talk about aliens and Blake. I don't know. Do you not get out much and talk to people about this or what? Like,
about aliens?
You're always fascinated with aliens. Like, every time we get the link up.
What's your screen time right now?
Jesus God.
People are like, please don't do
again.
Delete the show.
I don't want another 4-part series.
I should title the podcast episode like 4 Ways for a Better Spring Rush. You know, but really it's like it goes off the wall.
The ultimate clickbait ever.
All right, so let's talk about this because I am curious with you guys.
We're getting serious here.
What, like, when you start working in spring, are you guys peeling off money for winter or slow season during the summer, or how do you navigate that?
Give me some more. Like, what do you mean?
Well, I always tell people,
budget-wise?
I always tell people, like, when you're making money in the springtime, you need to be saving for your winter, for taxes. If you just start having money coming in and you never set anything away for taxes and you just blow it all, like, you're going to get into serious.
Well, yeah. Okay, so you should have a tax account with your last year's taxes for your estimated.
Yep.
Projected estimated. And I think estimated it's 110% for the following year is what the IRS expects. Don't quote me on that, but it's 110 or 120.
It's not financial advice.
It's not financial advice. Yeah, but you're supposed to. Oh, dude, I thought a window opened or something. That freaked me the hell out. That blew like right on me hardcore. That little air vent thing.
Air conditioner. If
I start coughing, it's cold air. Like, little case study check here. But IRS, for estimated taxes, I believe it's 110% of what you made the previous year. So if you paid in 20, you should be paying 22. Even if you're projected less or more, that's what you're supposed to pay. There's some like stipulation like that. Somebody's probably yelling in the truck, it's 125. Okay, sorry. Google that. So we pay out quarterly, obviously, and then anything we owe for the balance April 15th or whatever the hell it is. But you should have a separate tax account, or at least know in your operating budget account that a portion of that is not yours, right? Like,
right.
So let's say your quarterlies, I don't know, $5,000, you should be saving $1,500 a month. In that account, it's not yours, don't touch it, or go move it to your tax account, which I highly recommend people do, because that way it's out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
Regarding like how we operate operating expense wise, I'm not a huge saver in that regard. I don't think, for me personally, my wife and I, in our philosophy of business, we don't save a huge gob of money or leave a lot of retained earnings in the business. My goal is for my company to make money. We pull pretty much everything out, because I'm not there to have a 3, 6, 9, other than about 30 to 60 days worth of cash in the account to run for payroll. Like, I'm not there to keep my money sitting around. I'm taking it out to go make me more money.
Use it, yeah.
That's a very popular approach with business. Some people are like, hey, I want, especially post-COVID, and I'll agree with this. Some people are leaving 3 months, 6 months of payroll and operating expense in the bank. I'm a little bit more conservative in that regard. I kind of agree. I like to get to a position in that regard. Anything less than that, I think you're just being too ambitious. But
if you're sitting on cash, like if you're the type of person that is a saver, you don't want to take it, like you don't want to take it out and go like reinvest it in the company or anything like that. You just want to let it sit. Don't let it sit in your checking or savings account that's bringing you 0.2%.
Put in a money market, something, get 5%.
Nowadays, even like at least where we are, our CDs are doing extremely well. Our CDs are doing 5% easy.
Yeah, bonds, things like that.
Yeah, like go stick it in a 6-month CD. Yeah, don't put anything long.
Yeah, the short-term stuff is great. Money markets are great.
Make sure it's accessible.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, our credit union down the road is giving us like, dude, 5.25% right now.
Yeah, like that's,
and it was like 5.75, like at its peak, or 5.45. I was like, damn, that's wild, dude, for a checking account.
Well, and this shows crazy. My intermediate knowledge of finances on a big level. But my father-in-law is the CFO of a $100 million construction company, and he just talks about like the stuff they do so over my head. They have like this system that you can set up with your bank, and this would apply if you're making like serious amounts of money, but it like zeroes out your bank account every night.
Sure.
They have a line of credit they operate off of. Everything, their daily expenses pull from that, and they keep like the cash reserve, whatever comes in the bank that day. But then every night they have a system that zeroes out their bank account, and it all goes into an investment account.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. So like it's just, you don't really, I mean, nobody teaches you that stuff though. Like that's the thing that it's like if you own a business and you're sitting there with 20, 30, 40 grand in your bank account, like do not let that sit there all day.
Yeah, I mean, I would encourage you not to. If you're
doing like design install stuff, you're getting checks for $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 deposits, like go let that work for you.
Yeah, I mean, you never want to gamble with any of it, of course. Don't go take it to Vegas, put it on black, and try to double your deposit. Yeah. But I am not a big, like, there's guys that promote like have a winter fund or have a summer fund. I'm like, it sounds
responsible with your money.
It's just it's like, dude, you operate on a budget.
Yeah,
know what you're supposed to have. Yes, have some savings. Yes, have some cushion. But if you're just like so fearful that you're just sitting on a gob of cash, or you don't have the skill set to go make more money in whatever season is slow. For example, you said like July, it could burn out. Perfect. Sounds like a great time to go do landscapings, plantings, flowers, mid-season pruning, aerations. Maybe not aerations if it's like 100 degrees out, but landscape lighting installs,
diversify service. Yeah, do some basic pressure washing, do some basic stuff.
Yeah, like some paver maintenance or something like that. Like but like I would encourage people to develop skills. I mean, Mark Bradley, big fan of lately, of course, and he's like, hey, it's a skill gap thing. Yeah. So like in the winter, if it's not snowing, you could go prune certain tree types. There's windstorm, hailstorms. You can go pick up trees and sticks and branches, do cleanups, go wrap things in burlap, all these stupid shrubs and all this stuff. You should be able to do Christmas lights, of course, snow. If you don't like that, here's a tip: go down south. If you don't like that, I mean, literally, I saw some people go pack up their bags and they went and did landscaping in Florida, Georgia. I'm like, that's a brilliant idea. If you don't like snow, go down to Florida for 4 months and go do landscaping down there.
And go work for a company that you can learn something new in.
Sure.
Like if you want to learn how to do landscape lighting, go find a company and be like, yo, I own a business. I bring a really good skill set to the table. I I'm responsible. I show up on time, all this stuff. Let me work for you for 3 months. Like, pay me a fair wage. And then you learn how to do a new service, and you're getting paid to do it, and you're avoiding the snow.
Right.
Like, there's so many benefits to come from it. Like, it's just, get creative. Like, don't rely on everybody to figure things out for you. Like, go be innovative, go be creative, find out a way around your problem. Like, you got, what is business? Business is solving problems. You got a problem, you're out of work, you don't have anything to do, find a problem to that, find a solution to that problem.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I've never been a big, hey, let's keep 3 months, 6 months in the bank kind of guy, or because
Are you a natural spender?
That's such an interesting question. I'd have to really give that some considerable thought. And the reason I'm not trying to beat around the bush with your answer is because I wonder, like, if I left to my own devices, if I was more inclined to be a saver or a spender, versus what I know now and the responsibility to like actually make your money move and like actually reinvest. Right. So let's say like you're inclined to be a saver, but like, let's say potentially or in theory, like saving's a loser's game.
Right.
Like, so if you saved a bunch of money and you're like all proud of that, but like actually you're getting, like Jeremiah said, maybe a 0.25% interest rate at the bank, well, then you actually shouldn't be a saver. You should be a spender or investor. Invest, spend, invest. I think you should be an investor. So like, I don't really know. I think Liz and I both, what I do know is that Liz and I both have a number in our mind, what we feel is security, right? Like once we have that number in the bank account, we felt secure, but a security is still an illusion, right? Because there's still a burn rate. So in COVID, I had some money in the bank, and if I never made another dime, I had X number of months of money in the bank to provide lifestyle and food, for my family. I was like, hey, let's say you got $100,000 in the bank, your bills are a month or $10,000, whatever. You got 10 months. Like you're sitting good. Liz and I, just our story, like we figured out that number for us. For some people, it's 10 grand, other people it's 100 grand, other people it's $1 million. I don't know. Like, and there's different levels at every level, of course. If you're a millionaire, you still might want $3 million in the bank liquid to feel comfortable. You're like, all right, my bills are 100 grand a month. I got 30 months of, security. Yeah. So like, I think everybody's different. I have never been a big save, hoard money kind of guy.
If you save $100 in 2023 and you do nothing with it, it's going to be worth 85 in 2024.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got to make it work.
I'm in the mode right now of like every dollar that comes in, it's got to go back out to multiply
in some way, shape, or form.
Well, let me rephrase that. There's two things I'm very keen and focused on. One is if I can use that dollar and then save 24, 27, 30%, on a deduction, that's a huge savings, right? So if I spend it in the business and reinvest in the business, I should say, then I have a huge deduction. 24% or 30%, on the dollar is pretty impressive. Alternatively, if I can take that money and reinvest and get 5, 8, 10, 20% somewhere else in the business or something else's business, I think that's where you should look. No particular order, 1 or 2 or 1. But that's what Liz and I do. Like saving it, making, 1%, 5%, 10%. Sure. But, it's just simple math. Like I'd rather make or save 24% of my taxes on something else by spending it first.
It's hard to,
and that doesn't count like getting credits or other things that you can invest in and certain other investment vehicles. Like I will just say like saving money and getting, like Jeremiah said, a quarter point somewhere. That's
you're losing money. You are losing money.
That's where we are going to end today's podcast. However, the guys kept talking for another 50 minutes, and I have to say it's quite entertaining. To hear the rest or part 2 of today's show, just search for the Growing Green podcast with Jeremiah Jennings. That is, if you're not already following or subscribed to his podcast. And we will see you guys right back here on Friday for another episode of Fullerton Unfiltered.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, No one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.